Friendly vehicle destroyed. Target locked. Bridge, another man. Best job I ever had. Our mission is to capture and hold the marked objective. Let's do it.
Hello Tankers, it's Man and welcome back to World of Tanks console. So we have a few new British tier 10s in the game now. The Chieftain, which I don't have yet and I probably won't have for a while because I'm either going to have to drop some gold or grind out the Conqueror again. And this tank, the Action X Centurion. A lot of people have been waiting for this. I know my buddy Rafe was well happy that this has come along. Check his video out. And me, maybe not so. I never had a problem with the 4202 at tier 10. It had HESH rounds, and I love HESH rounds. This still has cheap HESH, I think, but the expensive HESH with like 210mm of pen used to be fun, and could add another level of, like, you know, being able to hit for 500 with a medium with a 105 was pretty cool. Quite hard to use, but when it all went right, was a pleasure. But the majority of people didn't like the 4202. One, because of its top speed, and two, because of no sort of high pen premium round that you can deal with, sort of E100s, Jagdpanzer, stuff like that with. Yeah, so there was two groups of people. One, myself, and definitely Jack the Ripper as well. It's his favourite tank, the 4202 was. Not quite my favourite tank, but I did love it. I think it was my first tier 10 medium, and liked it ever since. But to get a video for you guys, I played 5 games, I think. And apart from the first couple where I forgot to load consumables, so I only had APCR rounds and high explosive. Yeah, it's gone pretty well. This is the best effort I could manage in 5 games. But hopefully, when I get some time to play it properly, I'll pull out something decent for you guys. Anyway, so on to the Action X itself. What is different? Well, it carries on. It's a lot better progression really than the 4202 was. The Centurion at tier 8 looked pretty much the same as the I was going to say Action X, but looked pretty much the same as the Centurion 7.1, and that's because it was basically the same. It was meant to be the Centurion Mark 7, but don't think it was quite historically correct. So what you had was a Centurion with a slightly better turret and a better gun at tier 9. The main problems it has at tier 9: quite low speed limit and a long reload. So when the Action X has now appeared, I like this new sort of shadow system they've put in as well. Took a bit of getting used to, but I do like it. Anyway, yeah, what was I saying? When the Action X come out, it fixed 2 of the main problems with the 7.1, i.e. its top speed limit and its reload. The reload on this for a 105 is pretty good. What was it, just under 7 seconds? That's acceptable. Pretty much the same as the 4202 was. And the top speed, you can push out well over 50 kilometers an hour in this thing, which is 10 plus kilometers an hour more than the 4202. I think it tops out at 54, 55, so it's almost 15 kilometers an hour faster. Yeah, which is a lot. That's a big difference, and it does help. So what do I find good about this tank? Well, snapshotting. This gun is cool. The dispersions seem really, really good, and I think that's going to be the one thing that sets it above some of the other tier 10s. The dispersion is really, really good. You can swing your turret round, aim in, and look at that. I've moved. That's only a couple of seconds aim time. A lot of other tanks, you swing your turret, and the aiming circle is huge. Also swing in, zoom in, small aiming circle, love it. There we go again. At medium to short range, you can almost pull the trigger immediately, and long range, you only have to wait for 1, maybe 2 seconds tops before you can snap your shot away. So I think for me that is going to be the highlight of this tank, plus some gun depression, which the 4202 had as well. And ever so slightly different turret. I did manage to pull off quite a few lucky bounces with the 4202 turret, but the Centurion turret is quite well known for being bouncy. So I think overall this is going to be a pretty damn good tank. So should you set your sights on this tank now? The sort of argument before was, would you grind for... where did that go? Would you grind for the 4202 instead of grinding for an Object 140? And in most sort of circumstances before, the answer would have been no. The 140 is an amazing tank, and the 4202 was quite situational and did suit people like me that had strange tastes in tanks, like the 430 version 2 being one of my favourites of all time, and a lot of people don't get on with it. So yeah, but now this tank has a lot more going for it, and I can see a lot more people playing it. 4202 was quite a rare sight on the battlefield, and already the Action X isn't. Seen quite a few platoons. Obviously it's brand new, people want to play it, but I think even in a month's time there's going to be a lot more Action X's than there used to be 4202s. So on to the other brand new tier 10 British tank, the Chieftain. I know one PC YouTuber is already stating that it's the best tank in World of Tanks console yet. How do they know? They hardly ever play on console. I don't know. That's my gripe for the... That's me. Less I say about that, the better, I suppose. Anyway, on to the game then. We're winning. Just been plugging away in this spot, just like Parko was last week. This is going to be no Parko replay. Yeah, really need to brush up on my skills. Right, so there we go. Again, another example. Swing the turret and move, and look at that dispersion. Love it. Amazing dispersion. And I don't think I have some of the other crew skills that could make that even better yet. So with a top-notch crew in this tank, yeah, you're not going to want to sit around in front of it too long, because you're going to lose a lot of your health. Not a lot else really to say about it, is there? It's just a pretty damn good tier 10 medium now. Has a lot going for it. I've tried side scraping with it, and I've managed to bounce things like IS4s, stuff like that. If they don't aim particularly well. Right, so there we go, aimed in. Small aiming circle, lovely. Even at this range, don't need to think about loading the heat. Right, so I'm just going to hold my ground. There is a Leopard 1 that keeps spotting me off to the right, and he's got a waffle behind him, so I need to be a little bit careful. There we go, get the double track on the Tortoise. Hopefully that's his repair kit gone. Might be able to hoover him up yet. No, that one disappeared. Right, so this game's all but won. Just need to try and get as much damage out of it as I can. No, that was my fault. I snapped the thumbstick just a little bit and it threw the aiming circle off. Right, come on. There we go, look at that blind kill. Lovely bit of accuracy from this 105. Right, load high explosive now. This could have gone really, really well, but it didn't. Right, so there's a Leopard 1. Should be able to pen him with cheap hesh. Need to aim properly first. Getting aimed at. It's got to be the waffle. The Leopard 1 was running away. There he is. Right, so aim in, small aiming circle, boom, and I hit his gun. But at least I did break his gun. Would help out one of the team. Just unfortunate I didn't rack up some damage there. Right, so there's Leo 1. He's running. Aim one up, nice. Boom. I hit his track again. No pen, but I'll get the assist points. And there we go. Game over. And my first decent game in the Centurion Action X. Quick little results then. Not bad, I suppose. From my 5th game, I think it was. 5,300 damage, 3,500 assist points. Says I've got one gun mark, but that's from the 402, so that doesn't really count that much. Right, there we go, guys. The Action X. If you don't have it already, it is well worth the grind, actually. That's all I'm going to say. Right, cheers, guys. Give it a like if you did, and I'll catch you on the next one. See you later.